What are the current thoughts about why babies may actually die from cot death or sudden infant death syndrome? This video comes with a health warning and is not for the faint-hearted, and I'm going to demonstrate using my pink monkey here what might be going on when a little baby succumbs to cot death, to sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. My name is Dr. Carly, also known as Professor Caroline Fertelman, and I have over 30 years experience working in the NHS. And this information is taken from a recent lecture I went to from one of the leading UK experts about cot death. So what happens is that, so if a baby, for instance, is on their tummy, I know that this is not a baby, but I think it demonstrates it nicely and it's nice and bright, that what happens is that they can get their face stuck inside what is a squishy pillow or even quite a firm surface. But what happens then is that there's a buildup of carbon dioxide, a reduction in oxygen, and that should trigger the baby to wake up a little bit, to take a gasp. So you'd expect them to take a gasp, lift their head up, and then be able to breathe effectively and get lots of oxygen back in again. And what's thought to happen in cot death or sudden infant death syndrome is that mechanism that initially is to get you to take the initial breath, the gasp, either fails to happen, and so you don't even gasp and you don't auto resuscitate, you don't wake yourself up. So you've got sort of two reasons. One, your head down anyway, you have got this build up, as I said, of carbon dioxide and reduction in oxygen. It should trigger you to gasp, but this fails because you've got an immature nervous system, because I often say to parents that, we weren't really supposed to have babies until they're 3 months of age. We've got fixed pelvises and we've got to get the baby with a big head out. So we end up with extremely immature babies who aren't able to have a very developed nervous system, even to the point of not even, breathing, and particularly if we make it more difficult. So either they're on their tummies, as I demonstrated before, or they're on their side and they roll over, and then they're really actually at even higher risk because they're not used to sleeping on their tummies, so they really don't wake themselves up at all. And then there's also when you may have blankets or other sort of soft things around them, and they may just sort of snuggle, if you can imagine them snuggling their face into something soft. So like if they was in a nest or they were on a pillow, all of these things are squishy, and it's very easy, even if the baby is on their back, to get their head sort of on the side, to move their head to the side, and then they're actually next to a very soft fabric. And so these are some of the reasons why people think babies unfortunately succumb to cot death. I'm sorry this is a bit harrowing, but I think some of you would want to understand the mechanisms in the latest research about cot death, and this really does explain or go some way to understanding in little babies, in small infants, where we really hardly ever find the cause of why they die from cot death. It's unexplained. If you found this useful, please do like and subscribe to my channel and watch the other videos in this series.